Please stand for the singing of the national anthem and remain standing for the invocation, which will be sung by the University of Arkansas Schola Cantorum, directed by Dr. Stephen E. Caldwell of the Department of Music.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose but stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? My papa said, look on the streets, in the churches, in the synagogues, in the mosques, in the heart of humankind. My papa said, look for blessed
Please be seated. Members of the Board of Trustees, honored guests, graduates of the class of 2018, parents and friends of graduates, welcome to our 147th spring commencement. We are here to honor individuals who have completed the requirements for degrees confirmed by this university. This is the most satisfying event in the life of a university. Today we acknowledge the work of the faculty and the achievements of our students who are graduating today. More than 6,000 students will receive degrees on our campus this academic year. Our governing board is composed of 10 distinguished citizens of Arkansas, and I'm pleased to introduce several members of the Board of Trustees who are with us today. May I request that you hold your applause until all have been presented. Mr. Mark Waldrop of Morrow, Chair of the Board. Ms. Kelly Eichler of Little Rock, Assistant Secretary. Mr. Tommy Boyer of Fayetteville. Mr. John Goodson of Texarkana. Ladies and gentlemen, the University of Arkansas Board of Trustees. Mr. Waldrop, Chair of the Board of Trustees, will now bring some greetings.
Thank you, Chancellor Steinmetz, distinguished faculty, and most importantly, today, you soon-to-be graduates who are here with friends and family. It's a tremendous honor for me to be a part of this special day for the state's flagship university and its graduates and families. I'm honored to take just a few moments to share greetings and congratulations on behalf of the University of Arkansas Board of Trustees. Serving on this board allows me the great fortune to visit our many campuses, divisions, and units around the state and to talk to a lot of people from many different walks of life. It's truly inspirational for me to hear the many stories about the difference that higher education makes in the life of so many of our citizens. I'm proud to be associated with so many dedicated people, many of whom who are seated in the faculty section here today, who work so diligently to make a difference in people's lives. They've devoted themselves fully to making the college experience as enriching and fulfilling as possible. You may wonder what the University Board of Trustees does. Generally, our board serves to represent the people of Arkansas in the governance of our state's largest system of higher education. The diversity of our system is truly unique, with 2-year colleges, 4-year universities, a medical school, a cutting-edge health and sciences center, 2 law schools, and everything else in between, including a high school, an archaeological survey, and a division of agriculture. All of these things, but most especially our most important assets, which are graduates like you are soon to be, are the foundation of what keeps our state, our nation, and the world moving forward to a promising future. It's especially fulfilling for us to serve this institution, the University of Arkansas, which plays such an integral role in advancement in our state and around the globe. My goal today is to offer you who are here today some assurance you're the future workforce and leadership of our nation. We would like you to know that there's much deliberation and critical debate that goes into the oversight of institutions like this in order to keep us moving forward and prepared for future generations. Speaking for the rest of the board, it's our goal to see that here in Arkansas you have available to you the very best of higher education. We don't take that task lightly. But today is about you. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to thank you not only for your original commitment to pave a better way for yourself here at this institution, but to honor and follow through with that commitment by making it to this point here today. John F. Kennedy once said, "Every accomplishment starts with the decision to try." You committed to try to earn a degree, and here you are. Let this serve as a template for everything else you set out to do going forward. I applaud the very strong sense of personal discipline and initiative it took for you to arrive at this point today. Today, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I congratulate you upon your accomplishment. In closing, I'd like to wish you well with the words of an old Irish blessing, and it reads like this: "May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be ever at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand." Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman Waldrop. We're also very honored to have with us today Dr. Donald R. Bobbitt, President of the University of Arkansas System. He'll now bring you greetings.
Thank you, Chancellor Steinmetz. And let me add my warm voice of congratulations to the many others for your accomplishments, for having arrived at this very important milestone in your lives. So on behalf of my faculty colleagues, I'd like to offer our collective thanks to your families, your friends, your supporters who have helped you to this point in your academic career. I know you will join me later in thanking them for all they have done to help you to this point. I want to acknowledge a very strong sense of personal discipline and initiative it took for you to arrive at this point. Earlier, the Chancellor told me that over 4,600 degrees will be conferred by this institution this spring at the various commencement ceremonies. And to me, this is not really just a number, but rather it signifies over 4,600 individual stories of success representing perseverance, determination, and grit. I'm always lifted up at such events as this because it reminds me of the indomitable nature of the human spirit. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you for inspiring me and others. As you embark on this next phase of your lives and you look to the future, I think it's a very good idea to remember the very solid foundation you received here at the University of Arkansas. This institution was much different just 4 to 5 years ago when many of you began your studies. Over the past 5 years, the institution has steadily moved up in the ranks of the top public research universities in the country. This recognition is supported by phenomenal growth in the student body in terms of numbers and quality, and we're now approaching 30,000 in a few years. This institution has also reached new heights, however you choose to measure it. The entering freshman GPA is now above 3.69. The institution produced 42 state undergraduate research fellowships last year. UA students are competing for and winning major scholarships such as the Rhodes, the Goldwater, Truman, and others. UA faculty also had a record year, as evidenced by the quality and the quantity of the jury performances and shows, their books, and in the quality and number of papers published. This new knowledge helps us acquire a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. UA faculty generated more than $151 million in research spending this year and produced approximately 50 new intellectual property disclosures. In fact, the University of Arkansas System is now recognized as the 64th ranked institution in the U.S. in terms of patents awarded. These factors and others have led U.S. News & World Report to name the U of A as one of the top 10 up-and-coming public universities in the country. Now, this amazing transformation, a transformation that occurred during your time here, is due to an accomplished faculty working with and mentoring exceptional students such as yourself. I'm proud to be here today with my faculty colleagues, and you too should be proud of what you have contributed to make the progress of this institution what it is. Veronica Moncilla, who is the Project Zero principal investigator of the Harvard Graduate School of Education, recently wrote that whether we take a stance on stem cell research controversies, interpret a work of art in a new medium, or assess the reconstruction of the Middle East, A deep understanding of contemporary life requires knowledge and thinking skills that transcend such traditional disciplines. Such understanding, in fact, demands that we draw on multiple sources of expertise to capture multidimensional phenomena, to produce complex explanations for very complex problems. Your studies have focused on providing you with a broader view offered by history, philosophy, the arts, the social sciences, and the sciences, in addition to your specific discipline. What you all have in common, what we all in fact have in common, is that before you learned about any one discipline, you learned about them all. Your studies in this wonderful institution have provided you the opportunity to search for truth, to understand intellectual challenge and honesty, and to be exposed to the very best ideas, both of the past and the present. So at the very heart of your degree is a dynamic of thought and creativity which has prepared you well to face the challenges that, as New York Times columnist Thomas Friedman reminds us, a flat earth presents. In such a world, in fact, the world we now live in, it is those who can access, organize, interpret, and apply information that will assume positions of leadership. Your education here did not prepare you just for your first job. It prepared you for a successful life in an environment of constant change. Recently, I heard Richard K. Miller, who is the president of the Olin College of Engineering, give a talk at a national meeting. He sat on a stage like this one a few weeks ago as his students came across the stage at their May commencement. And he made note of the job titles that his students were going to assume after the ceremony. The thing that struck him, and should strike all of us, is that the most common title did not exist when those students were freshmen. Now think about that for a moment. The world changed while they and you were in school, and this trend is going to continue. In fact, it's going to continue at an ever-increasing rate. But because of your education here, I believe you are superbly prepared to thrive in this dynamic environment. In the weeks ahead, as you contemplate your time at this wonderful institution, I hope you remember the faculty who were instrumental in your education. Take the time to let them know how they made a difference. And second, I ask that you remember the help and assistance that brought you to this point. Give back to this institution as you can with your time, your talents, and eventually your resources. Very few of us, in fact, can say that we do not stand on the shoulders of others. So join the Alumni Association and support this wonderful institution. Finally, I want to thank you again for giving me this opportunity to share this very memorable day with you. And congratulations again for a job very well done. I know I speak for this entire faculty when I say we're proud of your accomplishments to date, but we're really eager to learn more about your successes as you leave here to make your mark on your profession and on society. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Thank you, Dr. Bobbitt. At this time, I'm pleased to introduce several members of the university's administration and faculty. Again, please withhold your applause until all introductions have been made. From our campus, Ms. Kathleen Lehman, Chief Marshal and Bearer of the Mace, Associate Professor, University Libraries, and Chair of the campus faculty. Dr. Jim Coleman, Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. Dr. Mark Cochran, Vice President for Agriculture. Lieutenant Colonel Mark Wolf, representing the University of Arkansas Air Force ROTC, and Lieutenant Colonel Chad Quayle, representing the University of Arkansas Army ROTC, and Ms. Brandy Cox, Executive Director and Associate Vice Chancellor, Arkansas Alumni Association. We are very fortunate to have with us also Ms. Diane Bowles and Ms. Shannon Bocchino. They will interpret for persons with hearing impairment. Please join me in recognizing these participants in today's ceremony. The University of Arkansas now has the great privilege of conferring 3 honorary degrees. Honorary degrees are conferred upon individuals who have achieved extraordinary distinction in sciences, law, the arts, a chosen profession, or public affairs. Recipients of the degrees are exceptional individuals who have demonstrated an appreciation and dedication to their ideals and the purposes of a university. And this year, we will first honor 2 very remarkable individuals. Provost Coleman will you please escort Mrs. Jama Fowler and Mr. Wallace Fowler to the podium? Wallace and Jama Fowler have used their successful partnership to improve Arkansas communities and support the University of Arkansas, Arkansas State University, and their hometown of Jonesboro, and people in need across the entire state of Arkansas. The couple started out in separate parts of the state. Wallace Fowler grew up in Manila in northeast Arkansas, the son of the local school superintendent. Jama Massey was born in Amity in the southwest part of the state, and her father was in the timber business. They were introduced while Wallace was serving in the Army and stationed in Fort Smith. It was his brother who suggested he meet Jama Massey. Fowler ranks it as the best advice he's ever gotten. The couple married in 1955 and have remained partners in life, family, business, and community service. They have 3 sons, 12 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. Wallace Fowler built 3 successful business careers in retail furniture, fast food franchises, and in banking. Each career based in Jonesboro, each more successful than the last, and each with Jama very, very much involved. They capped these careers off by launching the Bank of Jonesboro, then growing and expanding it into the statewide Liberty Bank system. Fowler has said his success is the result of hiring the right people and having good partners, especially Jama. The Fowlers made time for public service throughout their lives. Wallace serving on state and city commissions, Jama's concern for public health issues leading to the creation of the Wallace and Jama Fowler Charitable Foundation to support hospitals and health care facilities. The Fowlers' other philanthropic efforts include a $5 million gift to Arkansas State University to complete the Fowler Center for the Performing Arts, and a $5 million gift to the NEA Baptist Charitable Foundation to complete the Fowler Family Center for Cancer Care. They both served on the University of Arkansas Campaign for the 21st Century Steering Committee, and they hold similar positions currently in Campaign, Arkansas. They have donated nearly $8.2 million towards the construction of the Wallace and Jama Fowler House Garden and Conservatory, the Fowler Family Baseball and Track Training Center, and the Don and Ellen Edmondson Legacy Studio in Vol Walker Hall. In 2013, Wallace and Jama Fowler received Chancellor's Medals for their outstanding leadership and their commitment to higher education here at the University of Arkansas. They are public servants who have clearly made Arkansas a better place to be. It's my distinct pleasure and great honor to present Jama M. Fowler and Wallace W. Fowler for their commitment to the people of Arkansas and for the promotion of the state of Arkansas. It's a privilege for the University of Arkansas to bestow the honorary degree of Doctor of Arts and Humane Letters to Jama M. Fowler and Wallace W. Fowler. May I ask that Chair of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Waldrop, and the President of the University of System, Dr. Bobbitt, join us at the podium.
For your distinction and exceptional accomplishments as friends to all Arkansans, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Arkansas, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Arts and Humane Letters, honoris causa, and admit you to all rights and privilege pertaining thereto.
This year we'll honor a third remarkable individual. Provost Coleman, will you please escort Mr. Portis to the podium? Charles Portis is an author, journalist, and a University of Arkansas graduate. He's best known for his second novel, True Grit, a bestseller that has been made into popular movies twice. Among his devoted fans, his other 4 novels are no less cherished, and they include Norwood, Dog of the South, Masters of Atlantis, and Gringos. Portis was born in El Dorado and grew up in small South Arkansas towns, graduating from high school in Hamburg. He joined the Marines and served in the infantry during the Korean War, earning the rank of sergeant. After his discharge, he enrolled at the University of Arkansas as a journalism major. Portis wrote for the Arkansas Traveler and the Northwest Arkansas Times while still a student. He worked briefly for the Memphis Commercial Appeal, then almost 2 years as a reporter at the Arkansas Gazette. He spent 3 years at the New York Herald Tribune, often covering the civil rights struggle in the South, then served 1 year as the paper's London bureau chief. In 1964, he returned to Little Rock to write novels where he still lives, though he has spent much of his time and much of his career traveling and writing in Mexico. He has gained a degree of fame for his ability to avoid being famous, primarily by politely declining to do interviews with reporters. In 2010, Portis received the Oxford American's first Lifetime Achievement in Southern Literature Award. The Porter Prize for Outstanding Arkansas Writers awarded its 30th anniversary Lifetime Achievement Award to Portis in 2014. He was inducted into the U of A Lemke's Journalism Hall of Fame in 2016. Charles Portis is a public servant who has clearly made Arkansas a better place. Today, Mr. Jonathan Porter will be accepting the degree on behalf of his brother Charles. It's my distinct pleasure and great honor to present Charles Portis in absentia. For his commitment to the people of Arkansas and for the promotion of the state of Arkansas, it's a privilege for the University of Arkansas to bestow the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters to Charles M. Portis. May I ask that Chair of Board of Trustees, Mr. Waldrop, and President of the University of Arkansas System, Dr. Bobbitt, join us at the podium.
For his distinction and exceptional accomplishments as a friend to all Arkansans, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Arkansas, I confer upon Charles Portis, in absentia, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, and admit you to all rights and privilege pertaining thereto.
It's now my great pleasure to introduce this year's speaker. Dr. Charisse West Scantlebury has served for 10 years as president and CEO of the Winthrop Rockefeller Foundation, which is a private independent foundation whose mission is to improve the lives of all Arkansans in 3 interrelated areas: economic, education, and economic, racial, and social justice. Dr. West Scantlebury grew up in inner-city Baltimore and is the first of her family to attend college. She earned a bachelor's degree from Bowie State University in Maryland, a master's degree in public policy from the University of Michigan, and a doctorate in public policy from the University of Maryland. Her professional career includes nearly 30 years of experience in community development, public policy and advocacy, and public service. She has a 25-year career in philanthropy, including work with the Annie E. Casey Foundation and service as CEO of the Foundation for Louisiana prior to joining the Winthrop Rockefeller Foundation. Under Dr. West Scantlebury's leadership, the Winthrop Rockefeller Foundation has invested more than $40 million in Arkansas and its communities, including the University of Arkansas. She has said her life experiences drive her passion for work, such as philanthropy that makes a meaningful difference and supports communities to thrive. Please welcome today's keynote speaker, Dr. Cherie West Scantlebury.
Good morning. So whenever someone reads stuff like that, I always wonder, who is he talking about, right? It's like, oh my gosh, that person's pretty expressive. Thank you so much for this opportunity to address the spring graduating class of 2018. Woohoo! I am especially appreciative of Chancellor Steinmetz for your leadership and your vision for this university. The Winthrop Rockefeller Foundation has been a long time, way before I was there, mind you, long-time supporter of this university. In just the past 5 years, we have awarded $1.4 million in grants and contracts to the university. We appreciate all that this university does for our state. To Dr. Steinmetz, to Dr. Bobbitt, the Board of Visitors, administrators, faculty, and staff, greetings and thank you for having me. To you graduates, congratulations. I tell you, this is a big deal. So this portion of your journey, the portion where you study a whole bunch, do a bunch of all-nighters, taking a whole lot of tests, research papers, wrinkled clothes, don't never had no money, eating ramen for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This little part is over with, thank goodness. Because I know I was broke as all get out when I was a graduate student, I'm just saying. But I wanted you to take a moment, this is the interactive part of the program. If you would all actually please stand and thank your family and friends who have supported you through this journey. Say thank you. And before you sit down, I want everyone to say for Mother's Day, we love you, Mom. Woohoo, all right. Thank you. Because I'm going to tell you, I gave my mama the blues when I was in graduate school. I called her constantly, and that was back in a day when they had analog phones, and it was 10 cents a minute. So she probably could have bought a summer home by the time I finished graduate school, because it was like I was whining and crying every other minute. Thank God she coached me through. So for all those moms out there, I know y'all been through some stuff in these past couple years, but thank you for all that you've done. Dads too, but especially moms. So in this state, where we have just over 19% of adults in the state of Arkansas that holds a bachelor's degree, and even less that hold a master's degree or a PhD, you all don't know how truly special you are. Absolutely special. With this degree, though, comes a great deal of responsibility that you have for our state. And not to be overly dramatic, but never in the history of this country has there been a more urgent need for college graduates. And I'm sure you all have heard that just in 7 short years, by 2025, 2/3 of all jobs in the United States will require education beyond high school. Consider the fact that in Arkansas, we have come from being an agricultural to an industrial to an ideas economy. The need for knowledge-based skill sets of lifelong learners is here. It's been said that we are currently preparing students for jobs and technologies that don't yet exist in order to solve problems we don't even know exist yet. So graduates, we need you. The state of Arkansas needs you. We need you to be empowered, to be bold, to be engaged. So for today, just for a moment, I want to deviate from the usual stereotypical go forth and do good speech to talk with you about what I have found to be one of the greatest challenges, one of the greatest hurdles that we have to overcome, in my estimation, that often prevents people from realizing their full potential. And that is fear and the fear of failure. Perhaps the greatest president, baseball player, college professor, or musician never served, played, taught, or performed because he or she was just simply afraid. So you will hold in a few minutes a fresh new degree in your hand. Now is the time to be bold. CrossFit native and former OU coach Barry Switzer once said, "Some people are born on third base and go through life thinking they hit a triple. The only thing worse than being born on third base and thinking you hit a triple is never stepping out of the batter's box in the first place." So I ask you, take some swings. And since you get 3 swings, I'm going to say 3 things. Thing 1, the greatest failure is not to try. The greatest failure is not to try. The value of risk-taking has long been affirmed in human history. In ancient times, it was said that fortune favors the bold. More recently, we say, you've got to go out on a limb sometimes because that's where the fruit is. In keeping with the baseball analogies, you can't steal second base if you never take your foot off of first in the first place. So the risk of not taking an action, the risk of not trying, of inaction, can be even greater than the risk of taking an action. There is little security in standing still when all else around you is changing, because the chances are you'll be left behind. This is certainly true in the workplace, where knowledge, skills not only become obsolete, but entirely new markets, new businesses, and new jobs constantly emerge. I have to be honest with you, I have never had patience for the coulda, woulda, shoulda folks. Please, y'all, don't none of y'all sitting here right now, please don't be no coulda, woulda, shoulda folks. The greatest failure is not to try. Thing 2, one can fail and not be a failure. A baseball player who makes 7 outs in 10 at-bats over a career will probably go to the Hall of Fame as a career 300 hitter. Michael Jordan, considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time, said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career, lost 300 games. 26 times I was entrusted with a game-winning shot and missed. He says, I have failed over and over and over, and that is why I succeed." President Abraham Lincoln has been through some stuff, y'all. Ranked number 1 in 3 out of 4 public opinion polls as the greatest American president. But did you know that he endured a steady stream of failures in his life before he was elected president in 1860? From 1831 to 1858, 27 years, this man lost his job, was defeated in his run for the Illinois state legislator and the Illinois speaker. He failed in business. He lost his sweetheart, she died. The man had a nervous breakdown. He was rejected for land officer position. He lost 2 runs for the US Congress. He lost 2 runs for his bid for the US Senate. He lost the nomination for vice president. And in 1860, he was elected the 16th president of the United States. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna testify. Some of y'all might not raise your hand, but I'm an example that you can fail and not be a failure. I have had many failures. And in good speeches, they tell you that you should give a story about your failures, but I got so overwhelmed that I couldn't even figure out one to give y'all. I mean, I would be here all day if I listed or talked to you about all the failures that I have had. I have been embarrassed publicly. I've done things to embarrass myself. I've been so ashamed, I didn't even want to leave home. But as the psalmist said, it was good that I was afflicted, because by being afflicted, I have emerged stronger, I have emerged bolder, I have become grateful for my friends and family, I have become more secure in who I am. I have been tested, I've been disappointed, but I have painfully won, knowing that I was not defined by my loss, knowing that I will never define myself or call myself a failure. So I say, step out there. Step out there. Be fearless, be bold, because you're going to have some losses. You are going to fail once or twice. I'm even going to fail probably before I die another 2,500 times. It's going to happen. And while it's not pleasant, because trust me, it's not pleasant. I told y'all I didn't want to leave home a couple times. While it's not pleasant, while it's sour, it makes the victories that much sweeter. And you really know who is ride or die when you don't fall flat on your face and them folk are still with you. You know that. And my third thing is failure is not final. What is that old saying? If you fall down 7 times, get up 8. If you fall down 9 times, get up 10. You fall down 99 times, get up 100. Just get back up. Get up. Because it's going to happen. Oprah Winfrey says, I want you to know what I know for sure. Don't be afraid. All you have to know is who you are, because there's no such thing as failure. There's no such thing as failure. What other people might label or try to call failure, I have learned is just God's way of putting you in a new direction. This is a commencement. Get out of those stands, because I'm into the baseball thing. Get out of those stands, onto the field, and swing for the fence. Marian Ann Williamson has a quote that I absolutely love, where she talks about fear and failure. And in this quote, she says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are more powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us most. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Playing is small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine. You are all meant to shine. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in each and every one of us. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So graduates, the future success of this state depends upon you, your preparation, and your vision and your boldness. The future of this state depends upon you being the fabulous, wonderful, talented, all that persons that you are. So whenever a decision is before you that seems to be prudent, worthy, and wise, take a risk. Don't let your comfort zone, fear of inertia, paralyze you. Don't allow it to do so. Remember, the greatest failure is not to try. You can fail and not be a failure. And most important, failure is not final. I look forward to all that you're going to do. Good luck, congratulations, and thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Very, very inspiring words. Now for the reason we're all here, actually. We will now confer degrees upon the candidates. Provost Coleman.
So let's have some fun. In presenting the candidates for degrees, each dean will present the candidates from his or her college or school, and you should feel free to cheer loudly as they present you. Interim Dean Lona Robertson presents the candidates from the Dale Bumpers College of Agricultural, Food, and Life Sciences.
Provost Coleman, the candidates whose names appear in the printed program under the degrees Bachelor of Science in Agricultural, Food, and Life Sciences and Bachelor of Science in Human Environmental Sciences are presented to you by the talented, dedicated, and bodacious faculty of the Bumpers College for the conferring of degrees.
Dean Peter McKeith presents the candidates from the Fay Jones School of Architecture and Design.
Provost Coleman, on behalf of the creative and cultured, resilient and responsive, purposeful and principled architecture and design faculty of the Fay Jones School, I'm pleased to present to you candidates whose names appear in the printed program for the degrees of Bachelor of Architecture, Bachelor of Landscape Architecture, Bachelor of Interior Design, and Bachelor of Science in Architectural Studies.
Dean Todd Shields presents the candidates from the J. William Fulbright College of Arts and Sciences.
Provost Coleman, on behalf of the faculty in the J. William Fulbright College of Arts and Sciences, where we train famous poets, politicians, neurosurgeons, and rock stars, and everything in between. It is my pleasure to present the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Social Work.
Dean Matt Waller presents the candidates from the Sam N. Walton College of Business.
Provost Coleman, on behalf of the most profitable, highest ROI, highest EVA faculty in the Sam M. Walton College of Business, the candidates whose names appear in the printed program under the degrees of Bachelors of Science in Business Administration and Bachelor of Science in International Business are presented for the conferring of degrees.
Dean Michael Miller presents the candidates from the College of Education and Health Professions.
Provost Coleman, in the behalf of the most empathetic, caring, and let's face it, the coolest faculty on campus, the candidates whose names appear in the printed program under the degrees Bachelors of Science, Bachelors of Science in Education, and Bachelors of Science in Nursing are presented to you for the conferring of degrees.
Dean John English presents the candidates from the College of Engineering.
Provost Coleman, on behalf of the most committed faculty in the entire University of Arkansas system, are pleased to present the candidates whose names appear in the printed program under the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Arts in the College of Engineering are presented to you for conferral of degrees.
Dean Stacy Leeds presents the candidates from the School of Law.
Provost Coleman, on behalf of the honorable, judicious, somewhat argumentative, but rarely litigious faculty of the School of Law, I present to you the degrees for Masters of Law and Juris Doctor.
Dean Kim Needy presents the candidates from the Graduate School.
Provost Coleman, those candidates for the master's degrees, the educational specialist, the Doctor of Education, Doctor of Nursing Practice, and Doctor of Philosophy degrees who have completed all of the prescribed requirements are recommended by the extremely dedicated and wicked smart graduate faculty to receive those degrees.
The candidates for all degrees, please rise. Oh, sorry. Chancellor Steinmetz, it is my great privilege to present these candidates to you. On behalf of the freakishly phenomenal faculty, the sagacious and tenacious deans, and little old me, I recommend that degrees be conferred upon them as indicated on their diplomas.
Thank you, Dr. Coleman, and it's clear from everything I heard, this must be the greatest faculty and the greatest students in the entire world. So upon the recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree indicated on your diploma, with all the rights, all the privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates. You may be seated. We will now begin the recognition of our graduates, beginning with the hooding of our doctoral degree recipients.
We will now recognize our doctoral graduates, recipients of our highest degrees. Doctoral graduates, will you and your major advisors please rise? Students, please hand your hood to your major advisor, and perhaps for the first time in your graduate career, turn your back to him or her. Major advisors, please hood your students. So you beat me to the punch, but you can now congratulate your student, and you can join me again in applauding our PhD, our EDDs, our PhDs, and our DNPs. You may now take your seats. We will now begin the recognition of our graduates. Our first recognition will be for students who passed away while earning their degrees, and their families are here to receive the honorary degree for them. Following that recognition will be our doctoral degree recipients, followed by specialist degrees and master's degrees. Professor Kurt Rome and John Norwood will serve as our announcers.
You ready? To accept the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in University Studies, posthumous honoris causa, on behalf of Joseph Louis Fontenelle, is his father, Jerome Fontenelle, his stepmother, and his sister. To accept the degree of Doctor of Education in Adult Education posthumously on behalf of William E. Manning is Don Judges, Vice Provost for the University of Arkansas Global Campus.
For the Doctor of Education, Allison Byford, escorted by Kit Kasarik. For the Doctor of Education, Emily Ann Davis, escorted by Leslie Jo Shelton. Timothy Paul Wilson, escorted by Michael Hevel. Robbie Scott Cornelius, escorted by Kenda Grover. Brian B. Braun, escorted by Ed Bankston. Jason Michael Clemenson, escorted by Ed Bankston. Michael John Kuntz, escorted by Ed Bankston. Tiona Natasha K. Risia, escorted by Kara Lassiter. For the Doctor of Nursing Practice, Hope Valentine, escorted by Marilou Shreve. Iris Louise Berry, escorted by Mary Lou Shreve. Sarah Castleman, escorted by Allison Scott. Melissa Renee Deloach, escorted by Lori Murray. Katie Ray Dutton, escorted by Angela Stewart. Stacy Hopper, escorted by Angela Stewart. Rebecca Halsey, escorted by Angela Stewart. Laurel Fulgham, escorted by Susan Patton. Kelly Camp, escorted by Thomas Kippenbrock. Heather Kristen Deering, escorted by Thomas Kippenbrock. Joe Ellen Holt, escorted by Thomas Kippenbrock. Jennifer Jennings, escorted by Thomas Kippenbrock. Jonathan David Miller, escorted by Thomas Kippenbrock. Angela Diab Nichols, escorted by Audrey Waymiller. Lindsay Sabatini, escorted by Audrey Waymiller. Jennifer Jones, escorted by Jan Emery. Rachel Wallace, escorted by Jan Emery. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Animal Science, Jace Joseph Ball, escorted by Elizabeth Kegley. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Anthropology, Ashley Elizabeth Scheider, escorted by Jerome C. Rose. Shawana Morton, escorted by Jerome C. Rose. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Biology, Kapil Kadka, escorted by Professor Douglas James. Isadora Lima Coelho, escorted by Stephen Stevenson. For the Doctor of Philosophy and Business Administration, Kevin Butler, escorted by Corey Cassell. Stuart Dearden, escorted by Corey Cassell. Emily Jimerson Hunt, escorted by Corey Cassell. Kenneth Ford, escorted by Wayne Y. Lee. Jody Mitchell Henley, escorted by T.J. Atwood. Joshua O'Donnell Sebastian Hunt, escorted by Vernon Richardson. Mary Makaria, escorted by Rajiv Sabarahal. Dorothea Rumpy, escorted by John Dellery. Ha Ta, escorted by Adriana Hofer. For the Doctor of Philosophy and Chemistry, M.D. Faisal Sahid Khan, escorted by Ingrid Fritsch. Nadita Halder, escorted by David Paul. Mary Ellen, for the Doctor of Philosophy and Community Health Promotion, Mary Ellen Hunt, escorted by Kristen Joskowski. For the Doctor of Philosophy and Comparative Literature and Cultural Studies, Delilah Clark, escorted by Adnan Haidar. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Curriculum and Instruction, Abraham Mustafa Hassan Maizan, escorted by Felicia Lincoln. Turki Hassan Samarangandi, escorted by Jennifer G. Beasley. Laura Elaine Searcy, escorted by Christian Gehring. Leslie Lynn Sharp, escorted by Christian Gehring. Renee Spate, escorted by Peggy Schaefer-Whitby. Her diploma is presented by her grandfather and emeritus professor, James A. Scanlon. For the Doctor of Philosophy and Counselor Education, J. Justin Cook, escorted by Kristen Higgins. Anthony Louise Suarez, escorted by Christy Perriman. Rebecca Vanderhagen, escorted by Christy Perriman. Sandra Marie Bullens, escorted by Brent Thomas Williams. For the Doctor in Philosophy in Rehabilitation, Trish Jackson Middleton, escorted by Brent Thomas Williams. For Doctor of Philosophy in Education Policy, Caitlin Anderson, escorted by Jima Zamaro. Charlie Boleyn Rees, escorted by Jay Green and William McComas. Corey A. DeAngelis, escorted by Patrick Wolf. UJ Suda, escorted by Patrick Wolf. Mohammed Danish Sakel, escorted by Robert Moranto. Alexandra Merlin Boyd, escorted by Gary Ritter. Lisa Marie Foreman, escorted by Gary Ritter. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Public Policy, Benton Miles Brown, escorted by Gary Ritter. Lance M. Shermay, escorted by Brink Kerr. Leslie Mae Yingling, escorted by Tom Smith. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Kinesiology, Eric Lang, escorted by Dean R. Gorman. Marianne Mitz, escorted by Dean R. Gorman. Corey L. Butts, escorted by Brendan McDermott. Matthew Stephen Stone, escorted by Michelle Gray. David Edward Lee, escorted by Nicholas P. Green. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Cell and Molecular Biology, Kamel Al-Khatib, escorted by Julie Stinkin. Khalud Azharani, escorted by Douglas Rhodes. John Handley, escorted by Stephen Rickey. Yifan Zhu, escorted by Jean-Bin Lee. Dennis Nika Lazada, escorted by Richard Eston Mayston. Nak Thiem Lam, escorted by Kettrick Ballantraden. Doctor of Philosophy and Engineering, Naisha Mariah Sturdivant, escorted by Kartik Ballantraden. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Engineering, Katir Ahadi, escorted by Kelly Sullivan. Nagin Atiahagar, escorted by Kelly Sullivan. Mohammed Hassan Haidari, escorted by Kelly Sullivan. Israel Akinjanei, escorted by Jingjiang Wu. Camille Almutariri, escorted by Greg Toma. Tyler Bowman, escorted by Megda El Shinawi. Jasmina Burrick, escorted by Darren W. Nutter. Joseph Matthew Carmack, escorted by Paul Millett. Liliana Delgado Hildago, escorted by Heather Nachman. Emirali Gahara Rijamani, escorted by Ed Pohl. Luke Benjamin Godfrey, escorted by Michael Gassler. John Colin Hammer, escorted by Michael Gashler. Festus Haytajame Kama, escorted by Christopher Bobda. Elvis Ishimwe, escorted by Richard Kaufman. Nabil Shakar Muhammad, escorted by Richard Kaufman. Ramachandra Kathitka, escorted by Alan Mantooth. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Microelectronics Photonics, Thomas Paul White, escorted by Alan Mantooth. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Engineering, Brent Bell, escorted by G.D. John Brady, escorted by Gia D. Theo Lay, escorted by Gia D. Andrew Lloyd Sukonic, escorted by Gia D. John Bishop Lee, escorted by Adam Huang. Bin Lee, escorted by Ashleigh Bennett Milburn. Nita Mohammadi, escorted by Shannon Servos. Anishka Shamar Manharahan, escorted by Simon Ang. Xinzhong Zhang, escorted by Simon Ang. Jessica Morris, escorted by Tom Spicer. Mahmoud Tutman, escorted by John A. White. Ahmad Ibrahim Nisser, escorted by Robert Sanders. Sungamitra Mandal, escorted by Robert Sanders. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Microelectronics Photonics, Mohammed Marie, escorted by Rick Wise. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Engineering, Wei Do, escorted by Fisher Yu. Tut Fan, escorted by Fisher Yu. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Microelectronics Photonics, Perry C. Grant, escorted by Fisher Yu. Joel Kamwa, escorted by Jila Li Li. Tazimur Noor, escorted by Woodrow Shu. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Physics, Patrick Kells, escorted by Woodrow Shu. Anija Ambuj, escorted by Surendra Singh. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Statistics and Research Methods, Brianna Morrison, escorted by Rana C. Turner. For the Doctor of Philosophy in English, Wang Dong, escorted by Dorothea Stevens. Jonathan Green, escorted by Patrick Slattery. Garrett Chapman Jeter, escorted by Lizette Switke Davis. Sarah Elise West, escorted by Adam R. Pope. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Environmental Dynamics, Ayura Inga Mark Anthony Agana, escorted by Fiona Davidson. Deanna Chen, escorted by John Shedwick. Richie Donahue, escorted by Song Feng. Aaron Michael Shu, escorted by Lawton Lanier Nally. For the Doctor of Philosophy and Food Science, Dylan Martinez, escorted by Kelly A. Way. For the Doctor of Philosophy and Geosciences, Max Cooper, escorted by Matthew Covington. For the Doctor of Philosophy and History, Edward N. Andrus, escorted by Jeannie Wayne. Nathaniel Conley, escorted by Jim Gigantino. Chester Warren Cornell Jr., escorted by Jim Gigantino. Danielle Elkin, escorted by Michael Pierce. Louise M. Hancox, escorted by Kathy Sloan. Anne Marie Martin, escorted by Kathy Sloan. Michael Shane Powers, escorted by Daniel Sutherland. Madeline Claire Forrest, escorted by Daniel Sutherland. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Health, Sport, and Exercise Science, Natasha Hill, escorted by Mary Moisichek. Megan Renee Turk, escorted by Sarah Stokowski. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Mathematics, Kevser Erdem, escorted by Maria T. Jani. Gahinder Mahadi, escorted by Avshik Kabarjavorty. William Taylor, escorted by Mark Johnson. For the Doctor in Plant Science, Daniel Sandor, escorted by Douglas Karcher. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Poultry Science, Basantra Rajwagal, escorted by Dan Donahue. Michaela Baxter, escorted by Billy Hargis. For the Doctor of Philosophy and Psychology, Juventino Hernandez Rodriguez, escorted by Timothy Cavell and Anna Bridges. Freddie Annabelle Pastrana Riviera, escorted by Timothy Cavell. Garrett Pollard, escorted by Jennifer Velue. David J. Sparkman, escorted by Denise Biecki. For the Master of Arts, Marcia Kim Hugh. Saint Ibizi. Haley Ozell Hudson. Christopher Gentry. Jean-T Fan. Robert Christopher Edward Ellis. Reagan Dye. Charles Colwyn. Elizabeth Ashley Claiborne. Luke Anthony Carruthers. Jonathan Carlson. Madeline Bryce. Hujet K. Bababda. Boitsapo Balauzwi. Farah Abu Saif. Brittany Maddox. Kimberly Marquez. Natalie Macklin. Mariah McElroy. Amber Nelson. Jill Niemeyer. William P. Playford. Caroline Behringer. Seth Price. Guillermo Pupu Parnett. Alfonso Roca Suarez. Nicole Ann Russell. Hector E. Saavedra. Febriani Spillett. Jordan Lee Schaefer. Mitchell Simpson. Kimberly K. Snow. Ninette Souza. John Taylor Stout. Claire Strutzenberg. Joseph Michael Suarez. Elizabeth D. Tetley. Connor Adam Thompson. Madalena Victoria Jones. Liz Vijamizer. Mary Catherine Voss. Amanda White. Abigail Grace Williams. Elizabeth Ashley Word. For the Master of Arts in Teaching, Lily Alexander. Wes Axtell. Sydney Lane Baggett. Brianna Michelle Belote. Andrew Best. Sierra Bollinger. Avery Elizabeth Byers. Carly Amanda Campbell. Ashley Rochelle Dawson. Bailey Michelle Deloney. Kendall Enenking.
Thank you.
Mary Claire Farnan. Kyle Frank. Ricardo Garcia. Ashlyn Garton. Kira Ann Gear. Anna Gromer. Tara Grubbs. Anna Ganay. Elizabeth Gwatney. Jennifer Hackler. Haley Harris. Elizabeth Ann Harrison. Hannah Hinton. Bethany Holzeman. Sarah Grace Inman. Eleanor Jahant. Caroline L. Jessen. Megan Johnson. Alexandra Lynn Johnson. Caitlin Elizabeth Jones. Morgan Kasanovich. Melanie Keller. Alex Ann Laws. Mitchell Lightfoot. Nicholas William Logan. Justin Martin. Forrest Ellis Millard. Helen Emily Musial. Sarah Nicole Russ. Kayla Peterson. Candace Price. Regina Reynolds. Ian Reynolds. Audrey Elise Rollins. Moriah Santiago. J. William Saylor. Luca Shami. Madison Shapley. Brooke Shinneman. Hannah Sitek. Kendall Elizabeth Snelling. Emily Trowbridge, Jason Watt, Courtney Whitehead, Dominic Alejandra, Master of Athletic Training, Kaylee Baker, Ellen Linnea Buchner, Tyler Campbell, Grady Allen Finley, Alan Lee Foran, Michelle Alicia Garcia, Abby Elizabeth Hess, Katie Louise Johnson, Chase Ladd, Taylor Kristen Lippert, Brandon Myers, Taylor Overton, Kristen Peterson, Eric Palamas, Darman Reel, Tony Rodriguez, Eric Schwartz, Jordan Shimoda, Mary Ellen Veach. For the Masters of Business Administration, Gordon William McCain III, John David Whitmore. For the Master of Education, Della Ray Adams, Mitchell Timothy Alters, Claire Elizabeth Andrews, Simone Austin. For the degree Master of Science in Business Administration, Thomas J. Hoffman, Brett Tyson Selly. For the Master of Education, Zachary Barnett, Kayla Bowman, Megan Ballou, Aziza Bihumal Wahamiel, Abby Renee Bloomberg, Ashton Braddock, Terry Renee Brummett, Jared Collins, Kimberly Sarah Collum, Victoria Copeland, Kylie Corbett, Christina Emberton, Amy Colleen Maddox Fisher, Rachel E. Gavin, Rachel Lynn Gerner, Nadia Hanayin, Becky Harris, Malia Donnell Perry Hoskins, Nathan Shelby Hutchins, Si Hee Huang, Sadie Jenkins, Wendy Karcher, Brittany Lawrence Cockrell, Lynn Marie Lucas, Paulo Hadi Ernesto Manuel, Robert Maples, Ryan Marsh, Michael Marzelli, Mallory Lynn Nash, Jennifer Nicole O'Neill, Vincent D. Phillips, Candace McKinley Philpott, Savannah Ping, David H. Preston, Jr., Ryan Quintana, Alexis Scott, Ashley R. C., Anna Smith Garcia, Kurt Addison Stinnett, Catherine Walker Cox, Ashley Marianne Williams, Jessica Lee Williams, Jacqueline Lawson Williams, Kayla Wesner, Kristen Weiniger. For the Master of Fine Arts, Jeremiah Dean Albers, Nicholas Aaron Cox, Lindsay Ann Hayden, Grant Hockenbrough, Carlos Iregas Rodriguez, Courtney Gardner Jensen, Alexis Kurtzman, Megan McHenry, Paul Randall McInnes, Esther Grace Nooner, Cassandra Sanderson, Cody Levi Shelton, Christopher Tennyson. For the Master of Music, Eric Dreggers, Caitlin Ryan Tapp, Colin Ryan Tapp, Amy Lopez, C.U. Liu, Florencia Zuluaga, Esmalima Serrano, Kelby Taylor, Brandon Luis Torres Soto. For the Master of Public Administration, Monica Cooper, Brianna D. Hyman, Elizabeth Lee Schultz, Callie Michelle Tanner. For the Master of Science, Rebecca Adams, Kerr Adams, Inaya El-Hassim, Brooke Danielle Anderson, Elizabeth Erwanando, Danielle Ashley, Dax Baker, Kisa Johanna Bank, Rachelle Antoinette Baynert, Oyuntugs Bayara, Temujin Bayara, Ellen Bennett, Brittany Beres, Meredith White Blackwell, Barry Boney, Natasha Brand, Tan Bui, Bethany Brooks Sebuhar, Devin D. Chambers, Sarah Catherine Tuning, Kaylin Marie DeVores, Tyler Crook, Bryce T. Daniels. Mary Margaret Catherine Davis. Andrew Donovan. Lancia Dumbia. Michael Ellis. Heather Marie Ellswick. Molly Feltz. Kim B. Ferguson. Joshua Fleece. Sarah Foote. Jency Fawkes. Blend Frangu. Brittany Frederick. Michael Blaine French. Haley Ray Gates. Charla Gilchrist. Danielle Nils Gilmore. Thomas Wayne Glasscott. Wesley Goodson. Brittany Danielle Graham. Joshua M. Grant. Ina Gu. Mary Elise Harpinaw. Habibullah Hayat. Alicia Lynn Hayden. Melanie Hayes. Haley Michelle Hensley. Carrie Danielle Hibbs. Amanda Holder. Berlin Howell. Jovan T. James. Chantel Jernigan. Kelsey Beth Johnson. Paula Laverne Johnson. Brendan Hunter Jones. Ashley Kersey. David Kilcoyne. Daniel Kaiser. Joshua Knapp. Rosalie Knipp. Erzan Kamani. Wing Shun Lam. Alexandra Lanaya Lance. Himarasi Lakala. Ariel Leggio. Rachel Lynn. Corey Loftus. Caroline Elizabeth Logan. Adam Malone. Catherine Machino. Marianne McClure. Mallory Kathleen McElroy. Maria Jean McKee. Quinn Montana. Catherine Moore. Matthew Houston Moore. Jesus Moreno. Willie Mulumbi Bimungu. Yifan Niam. Jasmine N. Nile. Musiamia Najin. Anastasia Oynashenko. Tyler O'Shaughnessy. Elizabeth Palmer. Chu Ping Pan. Raymond McLean Patton. Clayford Pavlis. Mackenzie Nicole Phillips. Lauren Post. Ragita C. Pramudia. Josh Price. Visa Papuvtsi. Patrick Pies. Casey Rector. Binod Rejmi. Justin Rollins. Kyle Walker Roden. Jacob Brian Roulette. Anna Colette Rudemiller. Amanda Scoggin. Manisha Shakula. Maxwell Silver. David Seitz. Somiya Sivakumar. Andriy Smirnoff. Betty Stonecipher. Sarah Sumter. Alexandria Thomas. Shavidra Vakaratamaran. Korab Vorkotchi. Carrie Weatherford. Robin Lynn Webster. Skylar West. Isabel Whitehead. Sydney Wilkins. Yongkai Wu. Catherine Wyatt. Faith Angelique Yam. For the Master of Science in Biological Engineering, Vaishalisi Kaumpal. Jahindra Mishra. For the Master of Science in Civil Engineering, Einstein Train. Prashant Dinkar Borhadi. Saeed Mohammed Ibn Makadid. For the Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, Tani Chavez Esperanza. K.M. Tanchuhul Hoke. Kwang Yung. Shraddha Pradhan. Farah Nusrat Qasim. Alawashara Raja. Mirsaid Salarahali. Daniel Valdez. For a Master of Science in Engineering Management, Brian Caldwell. For the Master of Science in Industrial Engineering, Colby Weishar. For the Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Zhongkong Gu. Nicholas Holt. Christopher Taylors Michaels. Michael Brian Wise. For the Master of Science in Nursing, Shannon Brewer Posey. For the Master of Science in Operations Management, Timotheyu Adeshina. Lashman Urana Shulahum. Landon Blake Bettis. Austin A. Brown. Lauren Carmichael. Isabella Chuka. Bridget Nicole Cahoon. James Earl Davis III, second. Mahakwa Kaba Diakite. Edward A. Dodrell. Frederick Doty. Nino Epferedmidzi. Romel Isadora Longometz. Pedro Mendez. Tolito Colombo. Karsten Moeller. Jennifer Mosher. Mohammed Mustafa. Henry Chucks Oko. Tulasi Shoandre Papanini. Wipavani Pilatimau. Santuth Ramaswamy. Jeremy Reed. Paula M. Ritchie. Charles Fleming Smith. Richard Grant Walker. Holly Vanessa Williams. For the degree Master of Science in Social Work, Anna Nicole Britton. Ambra Bruce. Wendy Renee Childs. Sarah Danielle Coker. Jenny Lynn Cooper. Ansley Jane Davis. Joshua Antonio Dye. Karen Groom Rodriguez. Jennifer Keeling. Justin Lee Sr. Rachel Nicole Lovely. Caitlin Meisenheimer. Lucretia Pardonas. Ashlyn Perryman. Jordan Christine Platt. Michelle Deanne McMurray Posey. Jessica Ann Reed. Samantha Rose. Joanna Noel Russell. Annette Liselle Schreier. Mackenzie Scoggins. Rachel Lauren Smith. Gabrielle Marie Steen. Haley Stewart. Vanessa Smith. Morgan Vaughn. Whitney Dawn Ward. Tana Welter. Tabitha Wirt. Susan Swift Wheeler. Udara Wilford. Stephanie Yeager. For the Bachelor of Arts, Spencer Tan.
Again, congratulations to each of our graduates. We're extremely proud of you. I would, though, like to quickly highlight the efforts of some graduates who are representatives of so many that are here today. There are thousands of paths to graduation, some longer, some shorter, some relatively easy, but some fraught with difficulty. The commonality in those paths is a determination to make a difference in your own lives as well as the lives of others. A college education is much about learning a discipline, but it's also learning about yourself, what you value, what you're passionate about, and where you want to end up. Ultimately, the sense of accomplishment is proportional to the challenge. So let me recognize just a couple of our graduates, starting with Sandra Bullens. Sandra lost her sight at age 22 after a complication from surgery left her in a coma for 30 days and deprived of her optic nerves of oxygen, destroying them. She was shattered, sunk in depression and despair over her new reality, but friends and family helped her work through it. Over the next several years, she attended massage therapy school, married, had a daughter, and worked for Volunteer Blind Industries, sewing helmet covers for the U.S. Department of Defense. At the age of 31, Sandra decided to go back to school, earning associate's and bachelor's degree in psychology from Northeast State Community College and East Tennessee State University, respectively. She joined the National Research and Training Center on Blindness and Low Vision at Mississippi State University, and subsequently earned a master's degree in rehabilitation counseling from MSU. And in 2015, she began the Vocational Rehabilitation Counseling Doctoral Program right here in the College of Education and Health Professions. Her experiences helped form her research focus on accessibility and how people cope with disabilities, particularly how women cope with the onset of visual impairment and the role that their spirituality plays. Sandra currently leads outreach efforts for the blind and visually impaired at Sources for Community Independent Living Services. And she also works with Soldiers on Service Dogs, a nonprofit organization that provides trained service dogs to veterans diagnosed with PTSD and traumatic brain injuries. After using a cane for many years to orient herself, Sandra received her own service dog, Mr. Jim, in 2012, although he's now in semi-retirement. Sandra has accepted a postdoctoral fellowship at Virginia Commonwealth University in the Advanced Rehabilitation and Research Training Program starting this June. So congratulations to you, Dr. Sandra Bullens, on your incredible perseverance and accomplishments here today. We are very proud of you. And I also want to recognize Justin Miles. Justin grew up in Gilmore, Arkansas, a small town of about 250 residents in the northeast corner of our state. He was one of 6 boys in his family. I'm one of 5 boys in my family, so I know what that's all about. From an early age, his life exemplified service. In fact, at the age of 14, he wanted to get involved in his community, so he began attending city council meetings. And one of the things he wanted to do was to fix up the playground across the street from his home, which had not been fixed up since his parents played there as kids. But unfortunately, he was not able to make this happen. Justin knew he wanted to come to the University of Arkansas for its pre-med program, but he couldn't afford college coming out of high school. So he joined the Arkansas National Guard and spent some time in Fort Sam Houston, putting a little money aside for school. When he later came here to the U of A, while still serving in the Guard, he took out loans for his first 2 years of school. However, scholarship support during his 3rd and 4th years helped lighten the burden and made a world of difference. This year, he was named as one of the inaugural recipients of the Advanced Arkansas Scholarship, an initiative aimed at increasing accessibility for first-generation Arkansans just like him. And during his time at this university, Justin volunteered in various student organizations such as the Global Dental Brigade. His experience with this organization included 2 trips to Nicaragua, where he and other students volunteered in rural communities in need of medical and dental services. Together, they treated approximately 1,000 patients each visit and essentially served as a walk-in clinic for individuals who often go without medical care. Justin now plans to attend medical school and ultimately settle in Arkansas for his career. In that park across the street, the one that his parents played at and that he wanted to fix up, the city never did. So Justin purchased the property and has spent the last several years fixing it up with new equipment as time and money has allowed. Now kids just like he was can play on it. So congratulations to you, Justin. You'll be a doctor before you know it, and your community will be better for it. You epitomize what it means to be a Razorback, so congratulations. And finally today, I want to recognize our graduates' parents, spouses, partners, and family members whose patience, support, and prayers have brought you to this very point. Graduates, please once again show your appreciation for these very special people. And there's another group of people who I'd like to congratulate for helping you earn your degree, our outstanding faculty. I know they made a difference in your lives. Will the faculty please rise and be recognized? And thank you. Now I'd like to invite Director of the Arkansas Alumni Association, Brandy Cox, to say just a few brief words.
Thank you, Chancellor Steinmetz. On behalf of the Arkansas Alumni Association, I congratulate you on joining the ranks of 152,000 Arkansas alumni around the world. As your time as students comes to a close, your time as alumni is just beginning, and you are forever a part of the U of A. There are 2 important opportunities as alumni I'd like you to embrace. Number 1, stay connected to the University of Arkansas wherever you are. There are 51 active chapters across the country, 16 alumni societies, and 3 international alumni programs. Number 2, stay involved with this great community you joined today and build important relationships with your extended U of A family. And we'll help you with that if you'll download the alumni app. So go to Google Play or Apple, whatever you prefer, and be sure and download the app. We'll help you stay connected and stay involved. Finally, your name will soon be etched in Senior Walk. Please know that you will soon be a part of a unique tradition on this campus. Congratulations, alumni.
Thank you. We have many recognition ceremonies being held today, and you'll find them in the schedule of ceremonies where they're held by each college and school. You can find them in the commencement program. Before we close, I'd like to thank Dr. Kurt Rome for announcing all those graduate names today, first of all. So thank you, Kurt. I'd like to thank all of the faculty, staff, and volunteers and the musicians who had a role in today's ceremony, including the University Wind Symphony, which is directed by Professor Chris Knighton. So thank you. May I ask everyone to please stand for the alma mater and the recessional march before exiting Bud Walton Arena through the east and west doors. And once again, congratulations to all of our graduates.